just having a fancy photo shoot, running ads on social media is not going to do the job. If you are not a good designer, don't get into it. It's fashion. 80% of the clients we have at the studio is only fashion.
How is it teaching a rich kid from it?
Oh God. What is not in place is making students industry ready.
People explain how to open a t-shirt business in a YouTube short.
Instagram is your storefront.
I want to make an anti-planner where I'm like, ये कोई stress नहीं है. People can be replaced in a swipe.
Like 20 बच्चों थे क्लास में जिसमें से 18 बच्चों ने फोटो पिक्चर बनाई.
It's like a Blinkit, but for my things. Fast fashion. If you want to make money, fast money, then fashion. Just because. You have a nice photo shoot and you spend a bomb on it. Doesn't mean your brand will do good.
Welcome to yet another episode by Just Because. Today we are in conversation with Ridhima Arora. She's a very special guest. She was my faculty member at Pearl Academy and she used to teach us UI and UX design. Now she has her own studio space and an e-com product design studio by the name of Reenie. And let's just get straight into it.
Hi, I'm Muskan.
Hi, ma'am. How-
Ma'am, it's so weird when now someone calls me ma'am.
But I can never just call you.
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking about it that you can, like today I'll tell you that now you can let ma'am be and now you can just call me little ma'am.
वो अंदर से नहीं आ पाएगा. Like you'll always be ma'am.
Even though I'm just a few years elder.
So ma'am, tell us, how is it teaching the rich kids of Delhi?
Oh God. Spoiled. Yeah, it was quite a task. Because I was amongst that same lot a few years ago. I was in the same college. So I knew exactly what I was getting myself into. Just students or just kids 5-6 years younger than me. So I had certain things to my advantage also. But then, like, nothing's easy. It was very challenging because you need to be very careful about what goes out of your mouth because you're addressing a lot of people, right? It's not just one class, it's not just a batch of 25-30 kids. I was at a stretch teaching about 200-230 students at one point. So it was very important to know, like, be considerate about what really goes out of your mouth because this is the meme generation. And I'm seeing so many films, so many Hollywood films where, like, the teacher becomes the meme, where the students become a meme. So I was like, I don't want to become a meme at all. So I was like, let me just become their friend so that, like, I save myself from that. So yeah, it was enriching, very fulfilling. Very fulfilling. Yeah.
Like how and why did you take the teaching path so like early in your career like in your late 20s? Like why?
Now people have started talking about manifestation. But for me, it happened when I myself was in college. And I had this visiting faculty who used to teach us design concepts. And looking at her, I was like, dude, I want this in my life. I want a life where I can, just go to college, teach for a few hours, then come back to my studio, work on my stuff. And I wanted to have this, like, because that person, that faculty of mine, she was visiting faculty, she was my mentor. And, I always looked up to her that ye life chahiye mujhe. She used to share her experiences, share the kind of life she is leading. She had her own studio, and she was on contract, I think. So every few days she used to come. I was like, ye sahi hai, मेरे को ये वाली life चाहिए. And I didn't realize how my career path just led me to becoming first a visiting faculty. And I had completely forgotten कि हाँ यार, this is something that I wanted a few years back. And then it just happened. And yeah, it just happened.
So, like, ma'am tells me, like, you have a very like multi-dimensional career
Yeah.
till now, and it's very interesting to see like how beautifully like you have just tried out different areas in professional life, and we have seen you as a creative head for a advertising agency, then going into the direction of being a faculty member, and then going into the direction of opening a studio space, and now there's being me your own brand for consumer products. So like can you like take us on the journey, like how did it all happen, and like what is the vision, what was the vision behind every aspect?
Always wanted to have my own thing, but I didn't know what it was. I had this goal in my mind when I graduated, and I was 21 when I graduated. So I was like, by the age of 25, I need to have my own design studio. So till then, रिद्धिमा आपको जो करना आप करो, आपको रात को नहीं सोना, आप उसमें काम करते रहना आप करो. But by the age of 25, you need to have your own design studio, or you need to have your own agency by 25. 25 is your limit. उसके आगे नहीं जाना. So I found this through a freelance gig. I found a job, and it was a very small company. It was just 5 of us. It was a very small, shady place where we used to work. Advertising agencies were at its ultimate boom when in 2015 when I joined them. So, but after a while, I realized this is the life that I don't want to lead anymore, because you're coming home at 10, 10:30, 11 o'clock, and then also in the morning, you're waking up early to do work. No work-life balance. And by the age of 24, I was like, I'm done with this. अब हो गया, मेरे को जितना चाहिए था, अब हो गया. I know how to talk to clients, I know how to get clients, I know how to work, I know how to lead a team. Now I can, like, now I have the confidence. Earlier, I didn't have the courage and confidence to have something of my own. But then I just got the confidence and I started my own design studio. Then COVID happened. Everything changed. Not just for me, for everyone.
Your branding.
Yeah, I started a branding studio.
Yeah.
It was only a year old and COVID happened. It was doing pretty well. I had a team of 12. I had a team of 12 and all of us were women, and we were like, really posting about women empowerment. We got featured at so many places because it was an all women's team in the design.
At that time, it was like very new to have
So we had to slowly let go of the team. We had to cut down salaries for a few months, had to let them go. And that's when I got the opportunity to become a visiting faculty. So it just happened. Everything just happened. And then after a while doing teaching, and I think I did that for 2.5, 3 years.
Yeah,
Almost 3 years. That's when I realized this is not for me. Not for me.
What did you realize? Like, why?
Because firstly, I'm not a morning person.
Will be so bad.
No, I'm not. So, like, of course, jokes aside, it was a very monotonous life for me. Like, of course, no 2 days were the same. And they will never be in, like, in a creative space. I don't think we will ever have 2 days that look the same. So, but it just got too monotonous.
Yeah,
I was that
same classes.
Yeah, and people don't realize this, then it might just come as a shock. But when you are teaching, that too in a permanent position, your teaching job is only 20%. Your documentation, filing, this meeting, this internal meeting, all of that accounts to 80% of what you're doing. So I was like, I love teaching. Let me do more of that. Give me more opportunities that I can teach. But I was not, because that is one of the most fulfilling things one can do. Like I feel very proud if, say, tomorrow you or any of your batchmates say, I know this because of Riddhima ma'am. It's a very proud feeling for me. So
Summing up
my career journey. Yeah.
Then how did Resong happen?
I was just sitting with my parents. On like it was a very random weekday dinner happening, and I just came up with this idea. And my dad was looking at things that we can do. So we had a space in Noida. So he's like, "What can we do with this space?" I was like, "This is an idea that's coming up. Let's see how it shapes up." So I didn't plan on leaving my job. I was just I was juggling between two things. I was till 6 o'clock I was in college. Then I used to go to the studio, get like the interior work done. So I was like, "इधर मैं थोड़ी ना चाहिए हूँ. We just need one person who can manage it, and we need one person who can do the promotions and stuff." But then I was so involved in the process. I was like, I can't just give it to someone. I can't just hire a manager and tell them run the place. So that's when I realized, no, I want to be a part of this. That's when I decided to quit the job. I think sometimes it's just a matter of courage. That at the right time, you get the courage, you do it. And so when I realized that we have this space, why not utilize it for other things? So now we have dance workshops happening, we have pet yogas
Oh
happening.
yeah, I saw your reel. The
So-
pet yoga. one.
Yeah, it was like we were, I think, one of the few ones in Noida who were able to give a space like that. So yeah, it's like on weekends now we have pet yoga. So I did it. Some things that like I'm saying, some things just happen to you. You don't like plan them in a certain manner. They just happen.
Life happens.
Life happens. Life is only happening. We don't do anything.
What is your vision with Dreamy? I was seeing the website the other day, and it gave me some of the things gave me the vibe it was giving chumbak, and some products were giving very daily
objects.
So like
This is
what
exactly-
the
If I have to explain this to someone, then where do you see a brand? I tell them this. These are the exact two brands.
Seriously? I saw these brands.
I was wondering. I've not told you about this.
Yeah.
Yes. No, ask anyone. Ask anyone. These are the two brands that I tell them that I envision Reeni to be somewhere between a daily objects and a chumbak, and more so more than these two brands. I'm comparing myself with any brand as such. I just want people to buy cool things at a price that's affordable. Because I don't want I've been in a college where people like buying superficial things,
Yeah.
branded things, just to be cool.
Yeah.
Right? I've been in that atmosphere
Yeah.
for quite some time. And then when I went back to teaching, and I was in touch with not just one college but multiple colleges, I was in touch with the youth of today very closely, and we used to do a lot of researches and workshops with them. That's when I realized that there's this an insight that people think cool things have to be expensive. Like maybe it's Jordans, maybe it's a branded this thing. Just because it's cool doesn't mean it has to be expensive. So that was my insight, that cool things can be affordable. So my vision for Reeni is right now also, if you see, and this is what I want to start promoting also on the page, is that everything is below 500. I want to promote it like that. Of course, things will change with time and with the kind of products I want to introduce in the market. But the idea was this, that cool things can be affordable. You don't you don't need to burn your wallet or save. Or of course, it's not an aspirational brand. I don't intend it to. It's a everyday brand that I want to buy a notebook. I want to go to Reeni. I want to buy a mug. I want to go to Reeni. I want to slowly make everyday products. Not I don't want to make an aspirational brand. I want this brand to be I want this. Abhi mil jayega. It's like a Blinkit, but for my things. कि I know कि ये चीज मेरे को यहाँ से मिल जाएगी.
So tell me, if someone is just starting out everyday basic product centric brand, what are the 5 products you suggest them to go with that are the safest and are for sure give them some sales?
Safest are these days it's tote bags for
Tote
sure.
bags.
You will need it
Hmm.
everywhere you go. This was something that I myself was not very well aware of.
Hmm.
That, but now when it's the red card theory
Hmm.
that when you start talking about a red card, that's you'll see a red card. So when you start talking about tote bags, that's all I had sent a few designs for sampling, and I just saw tote bags everywhere, whether it's Sabzi Mandi, a hospital, everywhere. I was just seeing people of different age groups carrying. And, I really like brands, overall in the, just the things. I like brands that cater to a wide audience.
Hmm.
Not just, the youth, or not just, it's not just for, youngsters or
Niche
old
brand.
people. I like brands and companies which cater to a wider audience.
Hmm.
So when I saw that these everyone is carrying these tote bags.
Hmm.
So that is, I think, if you have good designs, and because this is a category that offers very different price ranges.
Hmm.
So you can get a tote bag for 100 rupees also, 400, 500. There are brands who are selling the same thing for 3,500 also.
Hmm.
So this is one place where you can really experiment.
Hmm.
So tote bags is one. The other one is t-shirts.
Hmm.
But the thing with them is that it's very competitive now.
Yeah, t-shirts.
T-shirt, everyone wants to, yeah, ye bhi kar raha, ye bhi kar raha. So you want to start a t-shirt business. And when you actually go on Google, YouTube or Google and you research, you realize it's very easy to do.
It's very easy.
Easy to do. तो वो confidence आ जाता है कि यार हम भी कर सकते हैं.
People explain how to open a t-shirt business in a YouTube short that is 15 seconds long.
What really will stand out in any case, whatever product you choose, is the story behind the brand.
Hmm.
Just having a fancy photo shoot,
Hmm.
running ads on social media is not going to do the job.
Hmm.
It's just a surface level thing.
Hmm.
Oh, we have a really cool, really cool Instagram page. Because now people just look at your brand as your Instagram presence.
Hmm.
They will not go on Google anymore. Maybe some of them will,
They
but
don't even go to the website anymore.
Google is Instagram is your storefront.
Yeah.
कि ऐसा आपका क्या है कितने और आफ्टर व्हाइल द कंज्यूमर इज आल्सो नॉट स्टूपिड
Hmm.
उनको भी पता है कि यार इन्होंने बड़ा पैसा लगाया है शूट पे इन्होंने ये किया हुआ है इनके इन्फ्लुएंसर भी के प्रोडक्ट्स के बारे में बोल रहे हैं सो आफ्टर अ व्हाइल they also know कि भाई you can trust this brand
Hmm.
but doing Instagram marketing or just being present and active on Instagram doesn't mean anything.
Hmm.
Also, you need to have a different story
Hmm.
to your brand. And I think one of the few trends of 2025 for any brand, there needs to be a different story. There needs to be storytelling in whatever you're doing.
Hmm.
Of course, some of it you have to make it up.
Yeah.
Because that's the, no one wants to share their creative process.
Hmm.
My creative process is very different than what yours what
Hmm.
yours would be. So, yeah, storytelling is very important. Just having a nice, just because you have a nice photo shoot
Yeah.
and you spend a bomb on it,
Yeah.
doesn't mean your brand will
Yeah.
do good.
Yeah.
Okay, you might get sales, but no, what is the long term
Hmm.
goal?
Hmm.
And this is what I think is lacking also somewhere in this ecosystem, that people want quick growth,
Hmm.
money right now.
Hmm.
They want to be a billionaire by 25, 30.
So I was reading this very interesting fact the other day that although out of all the products a consumer brand has, journals, planners are always the best seller. And the number is only increasing yearly.
Years.
So, do you think that it has something to do with the fact that the younger generation, the Gen Zs, are becoming more lonely or going into themselves more?
I was watching a reel somewhere, I don't remember who said this, but there was a time when parents used to scream at their teenage girls or boys whenever their friends were around कि आवाज कम मचाओ, कि शोर कम मचाओ तुम. But now क्या होता है कि all of them are quiet.
Hmm.
All of them are playing games with random people over the internet. They're so quiet. And yes, they are getting lonely, and also because there is so much content, there is so much of media influence on them. Ki after a while they were also like, yeah, bas ab,
They are bombarded with information.
with information. And so yes, I agree with you there that they are getting very lonely. This has sort of become a trend to journal, manifestation, visualize. If you see, every second account is talking about, every second account on Instagram or anywhere, they're talking about this, if you want to manifest something, you start journaling. Journaling is one. Self-love. Go into self-love.
Yeah.
And so I have seen journals and planners and so many brands that have come out only just to promote this. They are making planners just to promote good mental health, or prompting journals. So whenever someone is writing affirmations in their journals, respective journals, the work doesn't stop there. Okay, just because I'm writing, I'm earning 10 lakhs a month, I'm earning this much, ज़रूरी नहीं वो मिलेगा. You have to you have to go spiritual in that sense. You have to actually start believing, doing. और self love is not कि जो करना है मैं करूँगा या करूँगी. That's not it. So there is a proper way of doing certain things, not because they're trendy, but there's a way to.
You have to work
on it. Yeah, and consciously work on it. Not कि हाँ मैंने लिख दिया 10 लाख तो मैं मिल जाएगा.
बोल के सो गए.
सुबह मैंने visualize किया था तो मिल जाएगा. तो ऐसे नहीं होता. You have to actually work on it.
No, but one thing also I was reading that the whole idea of self-love, of course it exists. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but it has been so much been influenced from the West because वहाँ पे सब अकेले रहते हैं 16, 17, 18 साल में वो अकेले रहते हैं. हम लोग अभी तक भी अपने फैमिलीज घर पे रहते हैं तो उनको आदत होती है कि they are doing all this morning routines, the side bowls and the fancy lifestyle जिसको वो self love बोलते हैं वो अकेले करते हैं. हम we are always surrounded with our families, our friends, हम ऐसे सब neighborhoods में रहते हैं, इतना बोलना चालना होता है तो इतना of course self एग्जिस्ट करता है सब करता है पर आई थिंक थोड़ा ज्यादा लोगों ने उस चीज इट्स टू मच ट्रेंडी दैट उसका एक अलग ही कुछ मीनिंग निकाल दिया है लोगों ने स्पेशली द यंगर जनरेशन पीपल हु आर आल्सो 16, 17 दैट I saw this reel yesterday that some printer वाले भैया is going कि तुम लड़कियों का आज का क्या ट्रेंड चल रहा है विजन बोर्ड का जब देखो नहीं देखो क्या कर रहे हैं.
Every other because I have a lot of students on my Instagram, and a lot of my cousins are also in that the age group of say 16 to 25. They are having vision board parties. They all of them are meeting, they have their wine, they have a cheese platter, and they're making vision boards. ये तो स्कूल में क्यों नहीं, ये तो इतनी मेहनत की पढ़ाई कर लेते थोड़ी vision board parties हो रही है.
They have a full printer, a canvas, glue, stationery. You should do a vision board workshop in your studio and get Reeves merged with it.
They're doing it because everyone is doing it. Because it's, she was also at a party, I also have to post something, I'm having a pool, this is cool these days. So most of it is happening very superficially. But I think if it is working for someone on a deeper level, then why not?
So I think I do the vision board exercise.
You remember we did a vision board exercise in one of my classes?
Yeah, I remember. हम Canva पे बना रहे थे बैठ के. I don't know about my other classmates, but I was making. I remember.
I don't remember why. But I know there was an exercise that I made you all do. Where you were making vision. I think this was the time during your placement. It was during your placement time. I was helping you all build respective portfolios. And that's when I asked you to make a vision board of how you see yourself, first job. Now I can.
जिसमें से 20 क्लास में 20 बच्चों के क्लास में जिसमें से 18 बच्चों ने वो की पिक्चर लगाई थी. कोई नहीं
not the end of your careers.
Yeah.
I think it's just that.
बट पता है लाइक पहले जब हम कॉलेज में थे तब बहुत फैंटेसीज होती थी ऐसे वो जाना है वो में काम करना है मैगजीन हाउस में काम करना है नाम्बर में काम करना है
It's sure like that.
अब ऐसा कुछ नहीं है किसी से पूछो तो कहते हैं, क्या पैसे वैसे देते नहीं है तो मतलब सबका वो ऐसा हो गया कि नाउ वी अंडरस्टैंड कि दे आर लाइक वेरी कंटेंट कि वो अब एक डिफरेंस आ गया है कि वो सब एक अलग फेस था तब चाहिए था ये सब अब वी अंडरस्टैंड हाँ ठीक है अच्छी जॉब है पर ऐसा नहीं है कि चाहिए ये मन है इस चीज के लिए देयर इज अ शिफ्ट मैंने सीन की कॉलेज में पीपल वर लाइक पागल हो रहे हैं प्लेसमेंट थोड़ा सब चिल हो गए हैं कि हो रहा है नहीं हो रहा है
चल रहा है
so that mindset is there which I've seen कि
Yeah, this I've also observed that a very few people are passionate about timelines and like by this age I want to do this, I want to earn this much money. That percentage is slowly going down.
do you think the outlook because you have seen the college generation the outgoing college generation and you have been very like in the same zone where we were 4-5 years back so like do you think the outlook on like relationships have changed over a course of time for our generation in comparison to what you saw in your time?
Of course.
Like how? Like what change is there in terms of
Now
relationships?
the thing is, you have choices. And you like people these days, it's not just like a few years here and there. It is that people can be replaced in a swipe, right? They can be replaced. Okay, it's very convenient to find someone. It's very convenient to let everything go in one bit because at the back of your mind you always have this thing यार ये नहीं कोई और हो जाएगा कोई और मिल जाएगा बहुत है there's a lot of fish in the sea but when you grow you realize that no you don't want the leftover fishes
Yeah.
so that's there there is I think that the thing about choices is not just with relationships it's with everything. Like when you want to order food, we can't decide. When you want to order anything, we can't decide because the choices are so much. So yeah, like one thing about relationships is yes, that it's very people are disposable. People think of people as being very disposable and very easy to be changed, replaced, one swipe.
Yeah.
So that's that's the bad side of relationships and it's very visible. It is there. You can't do anything about it.
So planners and journals you were discussing, you were telling me that you have something very exciting planned for like this anti
planner. So I had this thing really early on that there is too much pressure when when you're buying a planner. Every year I used to buy planners. Okay, 2022 planner, 2023 planner, and there were these 2-3 really good brands that used to sell it and promote it like how. And there was so much pressure. Every day you need to write कि अच्छा मैंने January 1st को मेरा ये plan है, 2nd January को मेरे को ये करना. There's so much pressure to write everything down. So I was like, I want to make an anti-planner where I'm like कोई stress नहीं है. आपको जब लिखना है इसमें आप लिखो. आपको कुछ नहीं लाइक मैं कोई आपको पेजेस नहीं लिख के दूंगी कि भाई अब जनवरी शुरू हो गया है अब लिखो कि फेब्रुअरी का मोटिवेशन ये अरे यार मोटिवेशन आई डोंट थिंक अ नोटबुक कैन गिव यू मोटिवेशन सो आई हैव क्रिएटेड एन एंटी प्लानर of sorts where it's a playground. Okay, there are things written on it like shit I have to do today, tomorrow. This is my breakdown. There are no dates written on it because I don't want the pressure.
Yeah.
कि नहीं वो shit मैंने कल नहीं लिखा मैंने journaling नहीं करी कल मैंने लिखा नहीं.
Dates सिर्फ ज़्यादा pressure देते हैं कि shit 6 दिन में सब
मेरे को लगा I spent so much on this planner and it's half empty and I'll tell you one thing and I may be wrong but I think I'm not wrong. But people make they buy a planner and they will follow it or they'll be very कि अच्छा ये sticker मैंने लगाना है ये कैसे करना है new pens. They'll do it for a month maximum.
Yeah.
A month भी शायद मैं ज़्यादा बोल रही हूँ.
10-15 days. tops.
coming back from office at 9:30
Hmm.
and you're like, oh shit, आज speaker नहीं लगाया मैंने, आज वो नहीं किया. So you cannot do it. It's not practical. But yeah, I don't want the pressure.
So like, when is it releasing? Because I'm really excited.
Hopefully. But in January 2025.
Wait.
Yeah, because I've not planned it properly. So
Should I do?
yeah, should I have to do first thing?
Anti-planner.
Yeah, launch the anti-planner. Talk to vendor about anti-planner.
And like, tell me, since we both are in the design space and you have been a faculty of a very prominent design college in India, what is that one thing lacking in terms of international prospect that you can see in say like a Parsons or a Malagini or an LCF, but it's still lacking in our Pearl and NIFT and these are colleges. Like, what is that thing lacking?
So, firstly, I feel the curriculum still, I feel, is in place. Like, it's not like these colleges don't want you to, or even I was a part of the curriculum process. So, it's not like we don't want the curriculum to be outdated. Like, I remember being in so many meetings where we want the curriculum or we want to teach students what is being taught globally. It's not just nationally, it's globally, right? Because design in India is much less, we still have less colleges as compared to how design colleges function outside India. What is not in place is making students industry ready. Because I feel they are not polished enough. And this is the gap that I felt when I joined the industry as a student. Like, not just after after passing out from the design college, I went to the industry. I realized that there are basic skills that I miss. I don't know how to write, say, an email. I'm talking to the founder of, say, a very prominent, big listed company. I don't know. And that time we didn't have ChatGPT who could help us like that. You need to know how to work in a professional setting. And I think that is something which is missing in universities, in design universities that I know of and I have been closely related to, that students are not industry ready yet. Polished or say, even I think sometimes they don't even have the skills, technical skills as such, that will help you.
Or like, are they like underconfident?
I don't think so. They're not underconfident. They are what I also feel is that they're not given space to experiment. They get so busy with the curriculum, the assignment, all of that. They don't have time to experiment. And when they do get the 3-month or 2-month break between semesters, that is when we push them to internship karo. We don't want them to just sit at home. Either I always used to tell students that either do some skill related work, learn more technical things, or do internship. Don't just sit idle. And the thing with with curriculum is that it is very difficult to change curriculum every year. It being because you need permissions, you need validation. It's a very lengthy process. So I think if that process can be shortened and if students can become more polished for the industry as such, I think we will see a good change. Yeah.
So ma'am, tell me, like, you have been at studio every day since the past 5 years, and because you are seeing all the brands coming into their shoots and to do their branding. So what kind of brands have been majorly coming in the market, and where do you see the next scope for D2C coming?
It's fashion. 80% of the clients we have at the studio is only fashion.
Is it like traditional clothing or
Traditional, streetwear, western, everything.
everything?
80% of the bookings we get at the studio is fashion. 20% is product. Okay, so this is if you're talking just about photo shoots and video campaigns and photo campaigns. 80% is fashion, and you won't believe everyone is doing good. It's not like they're not doing good business. So imagine if someone is able to spend 60,000-70,000
Hmm.
on a shoot
Hmm.
every month. So they
Hmm.
they are
Yeah.
doing good, right? And they're selling things. Like I personally have worked with 3 such brands that get shoots from us every 3 months. They have a new collection, and their clothes are somewhere between 45 to 50,000. So they are doing good. That's why they keep coming back to you, because you're giving them that experience and also that comfort
Hmm.
and the output also, that they are comfortable, they
Mm.
want to get the shoe done from you. So this is not just traditional. I've seen this with streetwear. I've seen it with women. Women clothing is if you want to do good business, just open a women's wear.
Seriously,
brand.
there's so many.
There's no problem. Open an artificial Korean jewelry brand, or open a women's wear, Zara, like a mini Zara of sorts. You will do
Like
good.
in Yumi Asia. So.
Yeah, you will do good.
And like
Fast fashion. If you want to make money, fast money, then fashion.
fashion.
It will take time. This will not take time.
Hmm.
You will get easy growth. You will get easy money. You can go in any of these exhibitions.
Hmm.
You will need
Pop-ups hote rehte
pop-ups.
hain.
You will earn money. That's not a problem.
What are the AI driven tools, or like what are the tools in general for someone if they're looking to start like a quick social media business that they can build their website from, the logo from, the packaging from?
Firstly, ChatGPT will help you with the framework. There are basic tools like Canva, which will help you with all the logo, and even Canva has its AI options now.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name, but I use this video tool driven by AI. It's a website. It creates scripts and stock videos for me. So I just have to give it a prompt that, okay, say for example, I'm promoting my journals of Reeni. So I give it this thing that, okay, please create a video. It should be a 20-second video to promote journals of Reeni amongst my demographic. So this is this. Give it a nice prompt. It will collect stock videos. It will create a nice script for me with a nice voiceover, and it will create a video for me.
So like you have to insert the pictures and videos.
The pictures, yeah, and it will create it
so
for me.
nice.
So that is that is one tool that I want to invest in.
Oh, do tell me the name.
Yeah, I can't. I'm sorry, I'm not able to recollect the name, but it really helped me.
Yeah.
Shopify is something I use for my website is built on Shopify. And Shopify sadly is not so much AI driven. There's a lot of things that have to be done manually. But I like it because it's very easy. I don't need a website developer every month to maintain, or whenever I have a new product launching, I don't need a website developer. So I think that is also one thing that's very important, that one person should acquire basic skills in everything. I think one thing that's also lacking in design colleges is, and I felt that during my time, is you become a jack of all trades, but master of none.
So, ma'am, it was lovely having this whole conversation with you. Just one last question I have to ask is, what is the best piece of advice you have ever received?
So there was this mentor of mine, which I have mentioned. So she taught me this one thing, that you should never mother your work. And what she meant by that was, whenever you go to your mother with anything that you have done, it can be a drawing when you were 2-year-old, or it can be something you made. It can even be Maggie that you made. She will say it's good. Okay, she will she will not say it's bad. She will say it's good. So you should never mother your work. You should never be satisfied with your work to a level where whatever you've made is good. You need to keep working on it to a level where you're like, nahi, ab meko lagta hai ki ab theek hai. So I think that's a piece of advice that stuck with me, and I wish I would pass it on to.
Now you have. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening to the conversation today. And we hope you learned something, or if not something, we hope this episode made you smile. And thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode as we launch new episodes every week.